Hey fellow archangels out there, today is the comp between the Ibanez Charlie Christian Leyden, and I thought, to be fair, I would compare it to an Ibanez Charlie Christian Leyden. I compared it to the others I had, like the Hank Garland LC and an ES-150, but there are too many variables that would affect the tone. Body size, for example, wood type, laminates on these, spruce tops on the others. Obviously the newness of the wood would be a factor. And so what I did is install a vintage Charlie in this guy, and I used their same harness, the Ibanez harness, which they're tiny little pots, 500K and 100K respectively. But in any case, the goal here is to test the difference between the magnet of the vintage Charlie, which looks like this, and in the 30s these were darker, made from a cobalt steel blend, and then in the 50s Gibson was still making these, and they, I think, changed the formulation of the magnets. Now I'm no sound engineer or mineralogist, but there is a little bit of difference to my ear between the old Charlie Gibson and the newer Charlie Gibson. They're also wound hotter. You can see this, the standard of the old days, it's more like a 3.0, 2.5, 3.0 resistance. And the new guys are wound a little hotter to 4.8, 5, etc. So those are two vintage Charlies. Put one into this guy for the fair compare, and comparing it to the Ibanez Charlie, which I'll show you real quick. I think you're going to see why there's a little bit of a difference. This is the Ibanez Charlie Christian, and they've just installed kind of a magnet below, much like the Fralins or the Lawlers that don't have the bar magnets, and they've just created a plate with the screws to mimic kind of the placement of the screws in the top of their guitar. Now one might question, why didn't they just install it without cutting into or drilling into the top to make it look like a vintage Charlie? But that's something that we won't be able to answer here today. The point of this discussion is, do they sound similar? And I'm going to do just a standard couple of strums and runs to try to demonstrate the point, and you guys please leave in the comments what your thoughts are in terms of similarity or difference. So this is, again, the Charlie Christian vintage Charlie in this Ibanez Pat Metheny version that he was so kind enough to bestow upon me. Vintage Charlie Leyden Ibanez, and this is the special cherry one that Pat made two of. Like I said before, he gave me one and he has one, which is kind of cool. Bad sound. Sounds different to me in the room. I don't know how it comes across over the iPhone world. Leave a comment.